2006 when Noynoy and the Aquino family were still very close to the powers that be, especially Gloria Arroyo. So I think to be fair to everyone, there should be an honest to goodness auditing of all the pork that have been received by the incumbent president from the time he entered the government up to the present. Because we cannot pursue justice and fairness and
selectively.
Yeah, not selectively, because people are too intelligent to not notice it.
Yes. Manny.
Yeah, if I could be brutally honest, Eric.
Go ahead, please.
Brutally honest.
Go ahead.
You know, all of us had a part
Yes.
in the making of this political culture.
Okay.
The presidential system feeds on, pork barrel system.
Okay.
It's part of the system.
Okay.
So, I would think na, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng moral renewal
Okay.
as a nation. Because you cannot really pinpoint, the fault on just one institution, on just a group of personalities.
Okay.
The people themselves, the electorates.
Okay.
You cannot win an election in the Philippines without feeding on the system,
Okay.
So, and it's a corrupted system. It's highly corrupted from the local government to, the legislature, even our revered institutions, the Senate, na gaya ng kwentuhan natin kanina, mga senador dati, saludo tayo. Still, they kind of have to face the political realities. And what are these realities? KBL, Kasal, Binyag, Libing.
Correct.
So where will these politicians get the resources to satisfy, these constituents? And they are growing in numbers. They're growing in millions. Imagine, we're in the country where can you see, a president that has been convicted for plunder and yet almost made it to the presidency? So all of this, I think we cannot pinpoint the blame on just one person or one institution. We have faults, all of us. And I think the renewal will have to come from all Filipinos, from individuals to groups. And once we have achieved that, the institutions will follow.
I think that's very Christ-like of you, Manny.
Well, I have to be brutally honest.
Pero I'll tell you, I think some should be faulted more than
Exactly,
than
yes.
we. No,
If I may add that.
Oo naman,
Yeah.
oo. Pero let me ask you something, no? Siguro naman, itong ganitong klase na lump sum was only introduced starting during martial or graduating to martial rule. Okay, itong lump sum because Eddie Elarde was here recently and he was guested. And even during my father's time, pork barrel was non-existent. It was a line item budgeting system. And for those who do not understand line item, ultimo sweldo ng janitor nakasulat. Ilan ang empleyado mo sa isang opisina nakasulat. Kaya item ang nakatawag doon. Ano ba item mo that's the way they ask you eh. Ano ang item mo? Yung line is the description of your office. However, there were projects. How were the projects introduced? Pag may lumapit sa isang congressman o senador, kailangan naman ng ganito. There is such a thing now as a congressional initiative. I'll just take a little time to explain this. However, it must undergo the GAA process. Line item. Nakalagay doon sino ang tatanggap, magkano, saan, gaano katagal, and then scrutinized by your political rival under a two-party system. So talagang dadaan sa debate yun. Makikita yun. And it will take a while. And then after that, it is printed in a very thick GAA. While the problem now is ginawang lump sum. From the time of Marcos, naging lump sum and it was carried over up to today. So it is very dangerous to give somebody 70 million, 200 million, or a social development fund of close to maybe 500 million, and you are the only one to decide how to spend it. So yun nga ang tinatanong ko kanina. Saan ho tayo, Bishop? Sistema that breeds the corruption? Kaya dapat baguhin ang sistema? Balik tayo sa line item? Because the projects, some politicians say, kailangan talaga natin para sa mga probinsya. Or talagang wala na mga projects?
Hindi pwedeng walang project.
How is it?
Nasa mga pamamaraan siguro yan eh.
Oo.
No? Sinasabi natin na corruption has become systemic.
Yeah.
Dahil lang dun sa mga pinababayaan nating mangyari.
Yes.
No? Yung hindi lamang yung disobeying laws,
Yes.
no? Flagrantly,
Yeah.
but also by the attitude that has developed because, let's say, the citizens, no, are not interested.
Yes.
They have not shown the concern that they should be showing.
Oo.
So sabi nga, we have all contributed to this situation, and therefore what is beautiful now, and we hope that the truth will really come out of it, and it is the truth that will judge us from our inactivity, from our unconcern, and will give us that push, no, so that we will really realize that we are the Philippines, we are the Philippine society, we are responsible for what is happening.
Alam nyo, napakaganda nung sinabi ho ni Manny Lopez, ha? Dahil dito natin nakikita na handang yakapin ng isang pangkaraniwang mamamayan ang kahinaan ng sistema na sa katotohanan ay talagang pinagmulan ng isang opisyal na nanumpa sa harap ng bayan na siyang dapat nanungkulan ng tapat. Pero dahil tayo ay Pilipino, handa natin siyang yakapin at bigyan ng tinatawag nating benefit of the doubt. Dahil pag hindi natin gagawin yun, nakakatakot kung ano ang kalalabasan. Dahil, ewan ko, baka mapupuno ba ang kulungan natin pag gano'n ang hindi natin gagawin? Ferdy, ano tingin mo?
Gusto ko lang i-point out, no, for the televiewers, kahit na i-abolish mo yung pork barrel,
Oo.
di ba, batas ang GAA eh.
Correct.
Merong Article 1, Article 2, let's say
Correct, oo.
Article 3, kunwari ang pork barrel.
Oo.
Tanggalin mo yung Article 3, ipasok mo sa mga iba't ibang departments yung budget, hindi na mas lalong delikado pa ngayon kasi mawawalan ng transparency. Hindi mo na alam ngayon kung yung pinasok dun sa Department of Agriculture halimbawa, kung kaninong senator yon, kung kaninong congressman yon. Of course, pwede na lang sabihin na wala nang pork barrel. Ako, senador, wala na ako natatanggap. Pero pasikreto, meron pala. So, yan ang kahalagahan. Kaya minention ko yung Freedom of Information Bill.
Importante
Kasi kahit na meron kang i-abolish mo yung pork barrel. Remember, when they abolish the pork barrel, 20-something billion, hindi naman mababawasan yung total budget. 2.3 trillion pa rin yan. Ibig sabihin, ililipat lang. Ijajagel lang. Hanggat walang FOI bill, patuloy na mangyayari ito. Kaya nagtataka ako kung bakit ang Pangulo na nagsasabing daang matuwid ang kanyang tinatahak ay galit na galit sa FOI bill at ayaw niya suportahan ang FOI bill.
So, sino ang dapat tutukan natin dito? Sino ba ang mas malaki ang pondo?
Siyempre ang Pangulo.
So, dapat...
At saka sinasabi ko nga kanina pa na hindi naman magaganap ang korupsyon ng senador at saka congressman sapagkat sila ay nag-identify. Let's say, ako,
pero Ferdy, bakit parang ang dinidikdik ang Senado lang?
Doon yun nga ako nagtataka. Tapos dumating pa si Attorney Macalintal, sabi abolish na raw ang Senate
Kongreso at
saka
Senado.
House of Representatives.
Oo.
Di magkakaroon tayo ng one-man rule.
Yeah, Manny.
Well, other than yung problema natin sa ating political culture, ano?
Yeah.
Which resulted in, I would say, a lower quality
Of leadership, yes.
No, this is very evident in terms of their, if I may say, frankly, educational and professional qualifications, no. At yung mismong pinakikita nila in decision-making process, no. Talaga makikita mo na parang may degradation sa quality of leadership, no. I'm sorry, no, but I have to say what I feel, and since I was asked to be frank and honest, I will have to say, the piece. Anyway, so other than the political culture that is already,
ingrained,
I would say, corrupted, no, we have to, I believe, re-engineer our democratic and legal structures in such a way that it will be more responsive, it will be more transparent, and accountability will be established. Now,
I'll cut you short there. I'll come back to you. And then I'll add to this statement. Hold on to that idea and I will ask the question. Tama bang si Janet Lim Napoles lang ang tututukan natin dito at yung 8 niyang mga NGOs? Dahil sa pagkaalam ko, there are 82 NGOs and foundations. And these foundations and NGOs dealt with many congressmen and senators. Kaya may kasabihan ng mga Amerikano, when something hits the fan, everybody is sa pagbabalik po ng Republika. Nagbabalik po ang Republika. Kausap pa rin natin si Ferdy Pasion, Manny Lopez, at walang iba kundi si Bishop Deogracias Enriquez. Manny, sorry to interrupt you. Please continue.
yes, as I was saying, we have to re-engineer our institutions.
Okay.
And I think this is an opportune time na merong citizen movement, no, that could empower them. Because if we rely on a on a damaged political culture, operating in a damaged political structures, walang chance na from within these institutions to redeem themselves.
Correct.
But with this citizen-led movement, they could be empowered because the public, the Filipino public, all maybe 97 million of us will be supporting whatever improvements or corrective measures that is necessary to put things in order. So I believe this is the chance for COA, for the Ombudsman and the Department of Justice in particular to do what is right, and even for the Senate, because I don't think PDAF will be critical, for them to get elected or advance, in the ladder of national leadership. So take this initiative. We are in a tipping point.
Okay.
So I think the better leaders should acknowledge this, that the people are already mad against rampant corruption. Sawa na, tama na, sobra na. We have to make things work for this country and for our future.
Should we focus on just the 8 NGOs or foundations of Janet Lim Napoles, or should we look
For a starter, because I believe in case precedent, no?
Okay.
Parang sa batas, pag meron ka na-establish na president, sunod-sunod na yan. No?
Okay.
So, kung yung mga guilty, under this Napoles scam are put behind bars, no? Then it will set a precedent. At yan, susundan na ng tao yan. Yan ang magiging standard natin. Kasi so far, wala pang nakulong sa graft and corruption eh. Nung nagtrabaho ko sa under the administration of President Aquino, I risked it all. I was 27 years old then. Wala pa akong alam masyado sa mga kalokohan sa gobyerno. And I was placed in alliance then, and I did what I could. The president, in fairness to the late president, she supported me.
Okay.
No? And that's why I'm giving Pinoy a chance to redeem himself, under the circumstances. Because I'm afraid, really, if the decisions of the executive and the legislative will not satisfy, the demands of the Filipino people, things can go haywire. Sayang, because we have already achieved a level of development, nag-kick off na ang ating take-off, economic take-off. Now, if the leadership will, somehow fails to address the real concerns of our electorates, we will go back again. It will take us another, maybe several decades to be in this situation where we could actually, tilt over to a position, to a